So let's finish up this issue here, which is a fascinating Gemara. So we showed yesterday on Succa Lama Beis Amud Aleph. We demonstrated yesterday that what was Rav Yehuda's objective? So I love about this Succa. What was his objective? His objective was to show that if you're going to hold kapos means tied, you have to demonstrate that that's a feature of the species itself. So that's what the first two things come out to show you, right? So we left off with kufra. The Gemara says, why not use the kufra? Because the kufra is what? Kufra is a lulav that's a little older than your normal lulav, right? And you can tie the leaves together. They're parod and they can be tied. So what's the problem? So the Gemara says, D'rachei darchei noam, right? The old D'rachei darchei noam argument. So
is that a common thing?
Yeah. Darchei noam is a very common tool used. It's an external tool used, yeah. Don't ask me where else. But it is used. So what's the darchei noam here though? Right?
I don't know if it's a great...
What?
An external reason.
No, I'm saying, but what's the specific thing here?
That has thorns.
Right, it has thorns, okay? Okay, so when you hit this point, from a methodology standpoint, you're not here to define what the nature of darchei noam is. You're here to define, like Rashi's telling you, what's the problem here? Why don't we use a kufra? Or let me rephrase that. What is the issue of darchei noam here?
Oh, there's thorns all over.
So categorize that.
It is painful.
That's true. So what is that the same as these two proofs, or is it something different?
No.
It's something different. So what is it?
Limiting to the time.
Because it's not intrinsic, I agree, but what is it though?
Limiting us.
It's not a psul in what? It's not a psul in the chafsa.
Still in taking.
What?
The Misa.
Oh, there you go. It's a psul in the Misa.
How's it pulling? Solar Misa.
Because if you pick it, you can't pick it up.
Oh.
In other words, that's what's beautiful about this proof. The Gemara is telling you that it's not a psul in the chafsa, right? Darchei noam is a psul in the Misa. You understand? That's how you define it. Simple. Psul in the Misa.
So, can you say?
Wait, tell me what?
Yeah. Now, what's darchei noam doing here? Darchei noam is telling you that you have two options for what it could be. You have the young palm frond and the older palm fronds, right? Which one would you? Why would you use a kufra? Oh, it's telling you because of that reason.
I mean, it's the only option for young kids.
Right, exactly.
It's just an identifier.
Doesn't mean that all mitzvahs are. The Gemara says mitzvahs lav lahanos didn't know. Yeah, you're not there for hana. So mimanashach. Okay. So now you have the last thing. So you have. I love this. So you have Rava Tosfa, right? Comes in and says, "Whoa, one second. It says kapos tamarim. So maybe what does that mean? Maybe it means tarte kape de tamre, right? Which means what?
Oh, the dates.
The dates.
What? 2 bundles of dates, right? Kapos, plural. Tamarim, dates. Okay, so the Gemara says, no, that can't be. Why? Because it says kapos without a vav, right? Okay, then the Gemara says...
Which means the date of?
Well, it means it's...
The off of.
Oh, right, so that's his next point. Then he says, well, one second, if that's what it means, then say 1 bundle of dates. In other words, if it says kapos without a vav, what's Rava Tosfa saying? Without a vav, that must tell you what?
Singular.
It's singular. Oh, but if it were singular, the Gemara says then it should have said kaf. So what's the Gemara telling you here?
What's the difference?
What do you mean? What's the difference insofar as...
Linguistically, between kaf and kapos without vav.
You tell me. So what's bothering Rabbi Tosfa? What's bothering him is that, well, one second, you're telling me kapos means, what would you, before Rabbi Yehuda comes along and says it means tied up, what would kapos tomorrow mean?
Branches.
Well, how do you know that's what it means?
Okay, so you don't know.
You know what kapos tomorrow means to me? Lulav. That's what it means. Kapos tomorrow means lulav.
What's lulav?
Kapos tomorrow.
Isn't it circular?
Yes. But why should it mean anything else? In other words, can't you have two names of a species? Right? It's called a lulav. It's also called a kapos tamarim.
But you know how to identify it.
You don't identify it. Correct.
You know the actual object.
Yes. You know the actual object.
Okay.
All right. God gave Moshe a lulav. Whatever. Okay. He gave Moshe a lulav and said, "This is a lulav, which is also known as a kapos tamarim." Right? You have that all the time. You have a zebra, and then you have like the Latin name for it. Right? Zebra is a whatever. Blah 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 blah. Icus. Right? So you have that all the time, right? So what's Rav Yehuda doing when he introduces kapos to mean tied? What's he doing?
Just define whatever Yehuda says.
So he's saying, well, one second, maybe the word kapos actually means something.
It's redefined.
Yeah, well, he's saying the word means something. There's a meaning to the word kapos, right? Kapos means something. How does he know kapos means something? Because in vernacular, in linguistically, kapos usually means tied, right? Now, what's Rav Tosfa's argument?
Well, it doesn't only mean tied.
If you want to say it means something, how does it mean this?
Bingo. Okay, so you're already getting out of the wacko and into rational. You understand? That's just. I mean, for those guys. So what he's saying is like this. He's saying that if you're going to start introducing vernacular, the way the word is used to what it actually means, instead of identifying the species, well, then why not just say it's kaf like for dates? Like why stop with what you're saying? Your logic is lacking, right? Why are we limited to say what you're saying? So what's the answer the Gemara really tells you? And it's right in front of you.
To define, but only define.
No. It's right in front of you. The Gemara likes this. The Gemara's checkmated, except for one thing that saves the Gemara.
Kapo.
Why?
Because it's singular.
How does this save you?
Because it's singular, and here he's saying it's two things.
How does this save you? Look at the word.
Right, because the sharish has 3 letters instead of 2.
That's for this. That's against kaf. Now you're on the right track. But what about this?
It's
So Jordy takes it out of plural.
Okay, so how's it written?
singular.
It's written singular, but it's
Plural.
pronounced,
Kapo.
which is
Plural.
plural. That's how you get out of the problem. In other words, the Gemara is saying, you're right.
It's like a sieve,
The-
kind of.
Sort of. So, yeah. So the Gemara is saying something, I love this. The Gemara is saying something brilliant. The Gemara is saying that, you're right. You are right. The truth is that the word kapos could also mean bundles of dates. But the fact that it's written in the singular, right, but pronounced in the plural, tells you what? It can't mean kaf. In other words, it's written this way to exclude the other way kapos is translated. Do you understand what I mean? In other words, there's 2 ways the word kapos could be translated. One is tied, and the other one is a bundle, right? So how do you know it's one or the other? Oh, the way it's written in the Torah versus the way it's pronounced. It's written without the vav. You understand? That's the Gemara's answer. So it's not a kaf because of the way it's written. You understand?
I mean, you.
Again, they're not trying to find out, right. He's not suggesting that a lulav is 2 bundles of dates. He never thought that. He's just saying, if you want to use your method of analysis, you're going to run into a problem. So that's why the Gemara brilliantly shows you how that wouldn't be a problem. Because the kapos without the vav. Okay?
I can imagine Shoal everybody's got.
Rambam, Avi, read, quick.
Kapos tomorrow.
Which is it?
I'll help translate, don't worry.
Oh,
1 second. Kapos.
Kapos tomorrow. I'm trying to cheat already. The Kapos tomorrow. Hamrosh star, which was said in the Torah, Hein Charios shall dekel kashiyitzmechu kodem shiyis pardu.
Ha'alim.
So the
Lakan. So we know charios because of charusa.
Yeah.
But basically,
So
it's
not
the
charios.
initial frond, I guess, frond that grows before the leaves. Because ultimately, what happens? Think about a palm tree. What ultimately happens to the leaves?
separate.
They spread out. So before they spread out completely. Okay. And now the Rambam's. I mean, you can read into the Rambam a little bit, but to say it's like a sharvet is telling you the form of the lulav is important. It looks like a sharvet.
Sharvet
You
is a scepter.
Scepter, very good. How do you know that?
Esther.
Esther.
Yeah.
Good.
Lulav, and this is what we know as a lulav.
Okay, good. So now lulav. Okay, so now look.
Nikdam Rosho Pas.
Stop. So first he says lulav nikdam. What does he mean by nikdam? We have no clue. The Ram never says what nikdam means. All right. We don't know if he holds rov alin or if he holds tiomis. Skip ahead to not nistak to where is it? Nifridu alav.
What about Nifritu?
Where's nifridu?
Alav.
Where's no? So that's after that. Nifridu is first.
Oh, Nifridu Alav. Zemi al Zev. Lo Nidal Ladu. Ka'ali Charios. Kasher. If it's separated and they're not stacked on top of each other, like the Chorios, then it's kasher.
Correct. Okay.
Nifritu Alav. Vushi Dalvlu Misidro. It's separated from the spine. Shalulav. Ka'ali Charios. Like Charios puzzle.
Okay. So which means that because what happened there? What did Yol Nifritzu is according to the Rambam?
Oh, that's different than everybody.
No, Mishidro Shalulov, right? No, who is he very similar to?
The riff, I guess.
The Riff. All right, he's very similar to the Riff. All right. Okay. All right. Look at the tour.
Ukach Mcha B'Yom Rishon Pi Eitz Hadar Kapas Tmura. The Anaf Eitz Avot. The Arvi Nachal.
Oh, stop. So, and okay, that's the lulav. Okay, now skip ahead to he says derech lulav. That's fine. Then he says Ve'im shaha be'ilan ach niftach v'nifredu alav.
Im Shah B'Ilan Ach Niftach. Whoa, where are you?
It's the fourth line in the Torah.
Ve'im Shah B'Ilan Ach Niftach V'nis Pardu till it opened and spread.
Alav. It's kosher. Then aleph is going on one of the.
Okay.
Right, that's just kosher, right? Afilu la'agdo.
Even if he didn't tie the top of a Mishah Bilan, Ad Shinif the Harvard till it opened up a lot, written Skash and became hard, Nasa K8, puzzle.
Good. Next, ve'im nifritzu ala pasal. Now, get into like the real machlokas Rishonim now. Okay, so we know nifritzu alav. If the leaves are, we don't know what nifritzu is again because it's three machlokas. But if it's nifritzu alav, it's pasal. Now,
Pirish Rashi, Shinitl Shu be Karan, it completely attached in the Sidra.
okay, so Rashi holds that what's nifritzu when the leaves are separated out and tied back on again. Okay.
Tosaf version on the doubleness, the doubled up leaf, Shekol Echad Kafel, the Gabo Echad Panav Shnaim, that it's on top of each other and there's two faces to it, but Nifrat. It broke, Shenachal Begabo, it broke in the middle.
Rov orech.
Orech, most lengths, Kol Olive, all every leaf, Brovalan, most of the leaves, Blulav, Pasul is Pasul.
So how's it Torah paskening?
Like Rashi and Tosfos? Both.
Both.
Rashi and Tosfos.
All right, so that's interesting. So the psat, but who does he ignore?
Well, you can't put him like the Rif, because
You
he
go-
goes with Rashi.
Right, exactly. So he paskins. So the Torah paskins like Rashi and Tosfos. It means that he paskins that if it's puzzle when the leaves are separated and tied back on, and it's also puzzle if I take each leaf and separate it. And why is he allowed to do that? So if you remember, that's how we defined the Tosfos before. Tosfos isn't arguing on. He would never say this if Tosfos was arguing head to head against Rashi. He's just saying what you think it means is not what it means. It means something else. So that's a proof for how we approached it. Okay. All right. Skip ahead to the Beis Yosef. Derech Lulav.
Derech Lulav, Kishes Menedakal Yotzi Kula Eitz Achad, it comes all like one tree, Kechatz, like the arrow. From Shal Bilan, if you wait in the tree, actually Niftach, Menisbar do a lot, but it's spread out. Kasher, it's kasher afilo ugly, even if you don't.
Okay. Right. So even if you don't do egg yet, it's still considered kosher. Okay. So Mishnah Perek Lulav Gazel.
Bardu, how do you hold it?
No, Nifredu is fine. Nifredu is the problem.
But isn't kasha Elon and now it became like
No, it's not kosher yet.
Necharusa?
No, it's not kosher. It's still soft.
Oh.
What does the old Nifredu is?
Well, okay, so long. It's spread out, but it's still attached to the shidra.
So isn't it kufra?
No, because kufr we know it has thorns on it.
Okay, so it's
Kufr is the same structure, just has thorns. All right, now skip ahead to the last line. Okay, we call makom.
Komakom, Savarav, Hamagid, Shame makes us Hagon, Shemitzvah, and Amochar, Lita Lulav, Shane Love, Prudus, completely straight.
So now what's the Magid Mishnah trying to do? There's another big important point. So remember, the machlokas in the Mishnah is what? Are you chayiv to tie the top of the lulav or not? Okay, just keep this in mind also. You'll see that Achronim tear this apart. But the Beis Yosef is quoting the Magid Mishnah, who says that even though we paskin, you don't have to tie the top of the lulav, mitzvah min ha-mochar to do that, so it doesn't become parah.
What's considered the top?
All the leaves that are on top of the shidra. In other words, like this: the leaves are connected, and then they're disconnected at a certain point. And the point of disconnect above should be tied here.
Yeah, but
Now, as Yaakov asked the other day, mitzvah min ha-mochar means what?
I was told.
Don't pass like Rabbi Yehuda. The Magid Mishnah is telling you that, but you'll see that. I think the Taz takes this up, but it's a funny thing to say. We don't paskin like one way, but mitzvah min ha-mochar to put an egget on. That's a funny way to put it.
Is it like a Yotel Sheetas mitzvah or?
So we'll find out. Okay, next Beis Yosef.
Well, we don't pass like it's required. What search did you put in for this?
It says in the name of Orchos Chaim. Okay.
Avgav Hatosos Mefarshim Pir.
Now, where are you? Above that.
Ksabo Baruch Chaim Shem Bal HaShlema. Afilu Nifrtu Miksasalav. Possibly.
Wow, that's an important halacha. So
It's like
if
Rif.
no,
Oh, sorry, that's like
no, that's like nobody. No. Let's say we hold like Rashi. So how many leaves do I have to take off, right, to hit the point where now it's considered nifritzu? So Orchos Chaim held a bunch, not rov.
Oh.
So the Ravid says katzadol nisal election is a rov alin, and that's all psuli lulav like that. But there's a sheet there that would hold. Now you gotta be careful because do people? Yeah, well I don't know if it's one,
So
This is
yeah,
mixas. Mixas is very questionable what mixas means, but you can argue if a guy lost like 3 or 4 leaves on his lulav.
And people always pull off the end to make the
Right, so Aruch Chaim probably wouldn't like that practice. So just keep that in mind.
Because my father
Ra adds,
posted Varshim Pirish Acher Mikmakam Modem Liberashi. They still agree with Rashi. Him Nifzra Allen Makam Chivura and Puzzle. Afgav the Agim Yachad, even if you do time together, is if it's detached, it's possible.
right, so again, he's reinforcing an important idea. We paskin like both Tosfos and Rashi.
But it has to be connected and it.
Right, it has to be connected and the leaves can't be split. Okay? How is this going to come up in your lives? Doubtful it ever will. Prisha.
Thanks of Maril, Deloya Luvo Pasuach, Kim Tafach.
He would never have, what does that mean? He would never have, he's talking about Eged. He would never have more than a tefach of his lulav untied. So you'd have tefach, tie. Tefach, tie. Tefach, tie. Okay?
Okay. Shulchan Aruch Chaim Halach Lulav. Lulav should never do a lot.
But there's not that meaty stuff in this, I apologize. Now let's consecrate this into the halachic system.
Lulav should never do a lot. Zem me'al zeh v'lo nidaldu kali achareis. And they're not completely separate like the choris.
Kasher.
Kasher. Afilu agdi b'nom tai.
Oh, okay, so again, so if I buy a lulav and the leaves are spread out, not too much, but just basically spread out, that's perfectly fine. No need for an egghead. The Ramah comes in and says, it's a minimum of lulav. So you see that, so he takes a Maggid Mishnah and now makes it as part of halacha. That really, that ideal way to do it is to have an egghead on the top of the lulav.
Who does that?
Does that just mean what is it?
How come we don't do that?
Good at Taz. Lo nildolo.
Pierce lo nakru kmoshu b'choris. It didn't like, what's nakru?
Ripped off.
Oh, Shalom Shalom nakru ripped off. V'zesh.
Shekasav Mishnah nifr do all of kasher.
Kasher. Tzarek tam al mashkas v'ramah b'shem hamagid Mishnah. U'mitzvah nemochar. The kivin da Mishnah amr b'ferish. Kasher, since the Mishnah says it's kasher, malan v'yoser.
That's the question. So if the Mishnah tells me it's kasher without an egghead, so what are you getting this mitzvah in the mukhar business from?
What do you mean? How is that a question? Mitzvah Menucha was always past kasher.
Because it's a machlokes. Venera taimo. I'm not so bothered by this, but whatever. Venera taimo.
Venera taimo.
The Efshalomar.
The Efshalomar.
Kasher b'diavad. Okay, so that's his escape route. He wants to say that no, the shita that hell it's kasher. Then it means really it's kasher l'chachila. They were saying you don't need an egghead. Now, who does that prove all along that we were learning the correct way?
Rambam.
The Rambam. That Rabbi Yehuda holds your chayt to have an egghead. Otherwise, you can't learn the machlokas like Rashi if you want to take Rashi literally. Okay. No, okay. The Rambam. The question was when Rabbi Yehuda says egghead, what did he mean? Did he mean if the leaves are spread, you require egghead, or does he say you always have to have egghead? Okay. So we want to learn the Rambam, which says you always must have an egghead. This is proving that's the way to learn. Because if you want to learn the Mishnah to say it's machlokes, whether it's kasher b'diavad or you require it, right? I mean, the side that holds it said it's kasher without an egghead. It means b'diavad it's kasher, right? So then Rabbi Yehuda would have to hold that you're chayiv to have it. You know what I mean? The Mishnahs are going to have a l'chachila b'diavad machlokes. It's not a Mishnah type of argument. It's going to say he holds his chayiv. The other side holds no. You're still yotze without it. You understand?
Sure.
Okay, keep going.
And we don't pass them that way though.
So al-korkach mitzvah min avkar. Let's say kol. Now that's what you were saying before. So what does mitzvah min avkar mean? Let's say kol chashashos. Okay, that's why it's mitzvah min avkar, meaning that you yotzi all the shitas.
Right.
All right. So it would seem like psak halacha, you should have a tie on the top. Now I think there's a question that comes up about nanuim. When you shake the lulav, are you supposed to be able to see them be able to separate?
Yeah, isn't that's why? Oh, that could be why the
tefach from the shidra.
Because you're supposed to, like, if it's still whatever together, then whatever, it doesn't shake.
Right.
But you should still have a little, the leaves separate a little bit.
Right.
But then there's always those people who just don't have anything.
Bro says hataz. Go.
Rav Magid, the mitzvah nemochar. Who dafka that's only kol olav tlias lamata. Raksh olan and malulav. They're all hanging down. All the leaves are hanging down.
No, right. They're all hanging from the bottom, right? But they go up with the lulav. Okay. Skip. So aval kol. Skip to the thing.
will call Shem love to lose all shas no to look dodden. Feel mitzvah ain't con. But as long as it's all the way up, it's just that maybe at the top, when you shake it, it moves a little. Then there's no mitzvah to.
So the Mishnah Berurah qualifies even more, which I think most Lovim today are like this. He's saying that when would you want to? Let's put it in more practical terms. When should you? When is it mitzvah minimum of to use an egghead?
If it's like very loose.
Right, exactly. You'll see that sometimes, especially the very large, tall lulavim.
Also nice
When you hold it up, when you hold it up, what tends to happen?
Falls.
Well, that's fall, but the leaves like spread a bit, right? So in that situation, since it's starting giving the appearance of nifrod, so then it would make sense to use an egghead. But if you have a small lulav that's tight, so the Mishnah Berurah is saying there's no advantage using an egghead. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, go back to page 4. Sif Beis in the Shulchan Aruch, in source number 8.
Nevertheless, Hushi Daldlu Misidr Shalil Kali Afar. Time Shane Olim and Misidr, they don't go up at the spine. Now let Kluyim. They're
Lamata.
down. Puzzle, so that's of course puzzle.
Right.
Which is what?
That's nifritzu.
That is not what Rashi holds.
Oh, so keep going. Puzzle. Haga.
Nifritzu vernacular.
No, but kol sheken nifritzu v'nakron l'mata min hashidra. The
Right.
puzzle. In other words, if it wasn't attached, for sure it's puzzle. So who's he bringing in?
Rashi.
The Rif.
The ref, right.
So the Mechaber is passing like the Rif, but the Ramah brings out to say, but of course he's going to hold like Rashi as well.
Right.
Okay.
So actually, they both hold now that it has to be completely attached.
Correct.
Oh,
Okay. That's fine. Now go back to the page after. Magen Avraham.
Magen Avraham Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim Allah Rule 7 Tashri Memheim. And Misidr Batzmo Nifritzu. If the spine itself is.
This is interesting.
Pain. Nearly the kosher the Dr. Barovalov puzzle.
That's it. Now hold on. So what does that mean? That's an interesting thing. Okay. So take a look. That's this picture here. Okay. This picture is what?
Oh, where it snaps in the middle.
So the shidra is fractured, right? But the rov olin are what? Still attached. Interesting. How is this not puzzle?
Because it only said Rovelin.
I know, but it's a funny thing. Is what should you say?
Still attached to the
It's
shidra, though.
messy, though.
What? But does it look like a lulav?
Yeah. Well,
Mm,
I don't know.
Sharvit. It doesn't look like that.
No.
So how is that not psul and hiddur? I don't know how to answer that.
Because he hithers only in the leaves.
That can't be, because everyone agrees that the shidra is a critical part of the lulav. It's just a funny thing to say that a lulav that looks like that's cracked, right, can somehow still retain the identification as a lulav.
Well, I'm sure you.
Where?
So now look at the Mishnah Berurah.
Okay. Ratzalomar, the Gamzeh, who Bechal, Nadal.
No, so skip to the second line where it says ve'ima shidra.
Em Hashidra, Be'atmun Nishbra, B'Talamata, nearly the Kasher, the Dr. Broval puzzle, the Damil Behema. So most of its bones are broken.
Yes.
Treifa, Nishbra Shidra, Kasher, but if the spine broke, it's still Kasher. Kain Yesh La'agir Sham, but it's better to tie it up, Shalipa Lamata.
Kachas Magen Avraham.
Abu Harbiachon Cholkmazet, the shiny house in the Kuta Shidra Kaim. Over there, the spinal cord still exists. Ubai Toya.
Totally hechshero, and that's what, and its status as being kosher is dependent on that. Right, Masha'ena Kain bin Yanenu.
Okay.
Right. So they would say what? Therefore, the case of the shidra by lulav is pasul, which I think is a better way to learn.
It can't really be broken. It can't lower if it's not any better than
Right. Elish Rosemar.
It's broken at the bottom or cracked. MK chopper madon the nishbra dashidra below nishbra. It's just cracked off a little at the bottom, but the whole thing's
Right. So I would imagine if you have a shidra, if your lulav shidra is cracked, you probably should. I wouldn't use it on the first day. Okay. All right. Let's just finish up the Aruch HaShulchan. Well, let me see what he adds. Well, just give me a second. Nah, that's not. Oh, yeah, now look at 14. The niktam. Rov al Elyonim, puzzle. So what does the Mechaber hold that niktam is?
Like the first John tells us.
The first round, right? Most of the leaves.
Yeah.
Okay.
The section Ramah niktam ha'al Elyon, the upper leaf. I'm sorry, the middle leaf, Shal Shidra, which is the Tiomas. Puzzle.
So who's Ramah passing like?
Both.
Well, but it seems like both, right? So niktam is really both, which is also funny because Tosos said it wouldn't be. Tosos says it shouldn't mean the middle two, right? Then he works out it could, right? But I'm saying, but so how do we possibly paskin? Niktam can be expressed in two ways: either rove of the leaves or the two middle ones, Okay.
Right. But dafka di ka'acher, avalei ka'acher mevach alav. Oh, I think in the Ramaz case. Or
Yeah.
both?
No, in the Ramaz case.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. Good. Next.
Wait. So that was is that like the other with Hila?
Yes, we have the chachila. Yeah.